Good morning, Facebook Nation. It's another absolutely gorgeous day in Florida. At Point Vedra Beach. Getting my daily walk in. Question of the day. Where do you see yourself in 5, 10 years from now? Welcome to the Prosperity RX Podcast. This is pharmacist Keith Abel with your prescription for prosperity. This is a podcast where I give you hope. I show you the path toward building a life of peace and prosperity, to build a life that you don't need a vacation from. If you're willing to own up to it, to accept that you do have the power to change your circumstances, and that you're willing to do what it takes, then this podcast is for you. You truly can change your life and start on the true path toward financial peace and prosperity. W. Clement Stone, in his book, The Success System That Never Fails, said, if you cannot save money, the seed of success is not in you. So let's get on with the show. You know, I've been down here visiting with my parents and doing a little bit of business in Florida. I've been doing a lot of reflecting. Decided to take this time and make some plans for the future and reset the goals. I mean, so many things have been going on in this world, and this 2020 has been a crazy year. It's just knocked us all off track. You know, with the pandemic and the staying home has put a complete halt on a lot of business travel, and of course, restaurants and that type of thing. And then all the social unrest and the political turmoil with the election coming up. It's been a crazy year. You know, we live in the greatest country on the face of the earth. And it just amazes me of the number of people that whine about this country and whine about the opportunity. I mean, the opportunity in this country is available to everybody. It just takes a little bit of hard work, and anybody can achieve anything in this country. It's just amazing. Just a little hard work and perseverance. So anyhow, taking some time to reflect on the past and reflect on the goals that I set at the beginning of the year and where I am now and what I want to achieve. I hope you can hear me over all this wind. And it's a lot of people see the future as so bleak and dim right now, but it's really not. It's what you control. It's what you make of the future. You have total control over how your life is going to be. You have total control over the outcomes for the future. You know, if you see yourself 5, 10 years from now being in the exact same spot that you're in now, then you need to do something about it. You know, it's not the government's fault. It's not your color or your background or your upbringing. It's totally, at this point in your life, it's totally under your control to change where you want to be. It's nobody else's fault but yours of what happens 5 years from now or 10 years from now. Yeah, maybe things have been crappy in the past, but you have the control over how the outcomes are going to be in the future. It's totally up to you. I like to come here specifically, not just because of the ocean, which is absolutely gorgeous, but I like walking on this beach in the morning because you can see what the possibilities are. You know, I wonder about the stories of the people that live in these houses. And I guarantee you, the vast majority of the people that have this weren't born into money. They didn't have life given to them on a silver spoon, on a silver platter. They worked. They worked their asses off. You know, back when my wife and I first got married, we saw this house in a little, it was a two-story house in a upper-class neighborhood. And at the time, there was no way on the face of the earth. Coast Guard helicopter. There was no way on the face of the earth that was something we could achieve at that point. But I carried with me, I cut the multiple listing for that house out, and I carried it with me. I laminated it and carried it with me. Fast forward multiple years later, 15 years later, no, we didn't buy that house, but we bought one that was even better. We built it ourselves. And it's because I persevered. It's because I decided back then that the status quo wasn't good enough. I decided back then that I had to take control of my future because nobody else was going to do it for me. If I wanted to achieve something in life, I had to do it. And that's what we all need to do right now. We need to quit worrying about what's happened to us in the past. Quit worrying about how we've been wronged for somehow or another, because we all have stories like that. What we need to look at is 5-10 years from now, where will we be? If we keep hanging on to those stories, we're going to have more of the same. If we decide to do something about it, then life is going to change. It can change drastically. And that's what I'm doing now, taking the time to reflect and to set some new goals and to plan. I want to read a quote to you. It's a little bit long, so I had to write it down. This is from Marie Curie. It says, "Life is not easy for any of us, but what of it? We must have perseverance and above all confidence in ourselves. We must believe we are gifted for something and that this thing must be attained." Where do you see yourself in 5-10 years? Do you see yourself right where you are now? Or can you envision a better life? A healthier life? Comment below on where you see yourself in the future. Let me know. And let me know what your dreams are. What you would like to change in your life. How would you like things to be different? Put those comments below, and maybe we can have a conversation about that. Thanks again for tuning in to the Prosperity RX podcast. And I will see you again on a future post. See you guys later.
This has been the Prosperity RX podcast with pharmacist Keith Abel. Prosperity RX, your prescription for health, wellness, and prosperity. If you found value with this episode, please share and go to Apple iTunes, make a comment, and give us a 5-star rating. Also subscribe through iTunes or your favorite podcast platform. Prosperity RX can also be found on YouTube at youtube.com/Prosperity RX. Pharmacist Keith is also a business entrepreneur. He helps folks from all walks of life start and run their own home-based business. If you'd like Keith to help you create your own business, then visit aimhighforsuccess.com. isnt.com.